right, into the week.
Yes.
Tuesday, here we come. Well, thank you so much for joining us for KARE 11 News at Noon. We're following the series of deadly crashes that happened here in the metro. We know more today about a teen killed in one of those incidents. Plus, Cece got new details on the reported incident in Eagan.
I did, yeah. It's the story we told you about a few days ago. Now police tell us their investigation is leading them back to the person who called it in. There's some inconsistencies, so.
Definitely want to dig into that. But first, I mean, the moment that you walk outside, we do have a KARE 11 weather impact day expected tomorrow.
That's right. We are going to get colder. It's pretty mild right now. We're still in the 40s, but by this time tomorrow, temperatures will be cold enough where, yes, some snow will be falling. Now, we're not looking at significantly high amounts of snow, but there could be some bursts of snow, mainly during the morning hours tomorrow. So tomorrow's morning commute through about 11 o'clock, that's when we do expect some scattered, mostly light snow showers to move around. So you just have to use a little caution when driving around, especially areas over open terrain west of the metro. We could see some briefly low visibility. So not a huge deal for us, but just something to be mindful of. It was a wet start to the day, but we're actually going to dry things off really for the rest of the afternoon. Most of the shower activity is lifting across northern Minnesota. But look what's happening to our north and west over North Dakota. That's the snow. That's the colder air that's going to gradually move in here as we head deeper into the day. That's where temperatures are in the 30s now. Currently 47 in the metro. Notice it's colder further to the west. You can expect temperatures to gradually fall as we head deeper into the afternoon. And that gusty westerly breeze, sustained winds between 10 and 25 miles per hour, gusting to 35. That will also play a factor in our forecast for tomorrow. Big changes in our weather forecast, including more seasonal temperatures. We'll talk about how long that sticks around with your full forecast coming up, Alexis.
Ben, thank you. We've got a significant update today on the reports of assaults in Lebanon Hills Regional Park. Now, you may remember people in Eagan were raising questions and concerns about two reports of assaults in the park within just the past few months. One reported on November 7th and one on September 7th. Now police say the person who reported the second incident will be charged. Cece, what's the latest on both of these investigations?
Yeah, we actually just got an update from the Oakdale police chief a few hours ago, and we're told that that's because police say they did an extensive investigation into one of the alleged sexual assaults, and they found out the report was actually fake. And we actually heard from an Eagan police spokesperson at Oakdale. They say the person who reported the incident on November 7th now admits the assault never happened. We're told the woman will be criminally charged with filing a false police report. Now, even though the November 7th incident was false, police say they're still following up on the September 7th incident. Now, in that incident, police say a woman was walking the trails at Lebanon Hills when a man snuck up and grabbed her. She fell and the suspect ran away. Police tell us they're making solid progress in that case, following up on tips and using cell phone data from the park that day to narrow down a list of potential suspects. Now, while they do that, though, authorities are still asking the public to be aware of their surroundings, watch out for each other, and report any suspicious people or vehicles.
Cece, thank you. In the past few hours, we learned more about a teen who was killed in a car crash in Minnetonka. Police say his vehicle collided with a street light. Michelle Beck shows us who he was as a student and how his school is responding to this tragedy.
The Orono School District says the work continues today of meeting with the classmates and closest friends of Lucas Knutson. At just 17 years old, the high school senior died late Sunday night in a crash in Minnetonka. There were a couple of letters that the district sent to families. I've learned Lucas came to Orono in kindergarten and was an outstanding student. He was a starting player on the varsity basketball team and volunteered by writing letters to kids with serious illnesses. According to the district, Lucas is survived by his father, mother, and two sisters. Losing someone who was a friend to all, in administrators' words, the Orono School District says crisis counselors are here to talk. In the newsroom, Michelle Beck, KARE 11 News.
Well, this crash is just one of several deadly crashes that we're covering. On the same day, a woman died after rear-ending a semi-truck on I-494 eastbound in South St. Paul. And another teen died after being hit by a car in Maplewood. In the 494 crash, the eastbound lanes were shut down for hours, and we're expecting more information about the woman who died later today. In Maplewood, State Patrol now says a 17-year-old boy was killed after getting hit by a car on Highway 61 near Highway 36. Originally, the report showed the victim as a 24-year-old John Doe. State Patrol is still investigating what happened. A 31-year-old man is facing murder charges for allegedly shooting and killing his father at a family cabin in Hinckley. Charging documents say Kirk Edward Hazlitt III shot his father just before 9 p.m. on Friday. Now, prosecutors say that some of Hazlitt's family were eating dinner when he entered the home and fired the gun. They told police Hazlitt and his father had not been getting along for a long time. Turning now to the latest in this year's election process, recounts are now underway for two close contests in Ramsey County. The race for the Arden Hills City Council has come down to just 5 votes. David Radke requested the recount as he fights for one of 2 open seats. The first has been filled by Brenda Holden, who got the most votes of the 4 candidates. As for the last spot, Kurt Weber leads Radke after the first count. Now, the other recount is the contest for District 7 County Commissioner. Right now, Kelly Miller leads Sarah Yang by 28 votes. The counting is happening at the Plato Building, and it's open to the public. Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, the U.S. Senate race is officially over after candidate Eric Hovde conceded. Hovde lost to incumbent Tammy Baldwin by about 29,000 votes. In a 6-minute video on X, the Republican challenger said he still has concerns about the last-minute absentee votes counted in Milwaukee, but he does not want a contentious recount. Even after recounts are over, there's still more for election officials to do. Here's what Minnesota is up to now.
Well, it happens every 2 years here in Minnesota, the post-election review. All 87 counties pick several precincts at random and then check to see if the hand count matches the machine count. Here in Hennepin County, they picked 12 precincts at random, brought election judges in to come and sort and count the ballots to see if they match the machine totals. Secretary of State Steve Simon was here to observe. He said this is part of the election process in Minnesota. This is something that helps assure voters that the machines get things right.
The House Ethics Committee is preparing to meet as it's facing mounting pressure to release a potentially damaging report on its investigation into Representative Matt Gaetz. He's President-elect Trump's pick for Attorney General. The committee had been investigating the former Florida representative amid allegations of sexual misconduct involving a 17-year-old girl and illicit drug use, which Gaetz denies. Now, lawmakers on both sides are calling to see the results of that investigation. Since Gaetz has resigned from the House, it typically would end the committee's jurisdiction over him. Also at the Capitol, a Republican representative has introduced a resolution attempted to ban trans women from using the Capitol's women's bathroom. Representative Nancy Mace created the ban less than 2 months before the first transgender person is set to join Congress. Sarah McBride will serve as a new representative from Delaware. She says that this resolution is an attempt to distract from the real problems in the U.S. Well, back at home, Governor Walz and Xcel Energy leaders are celebrating a major milestone in Minnesota's transition to clean energy. The first phase of Xcel's Sherco Solar project is now complete. The plant located in Becker, Minnesota, is moving away from using coal to solar power. The site is now delivering more than 220 megawatts of low-cost solar power to customers across the region. Once it's fully completed in 2026, the 710 megawatt project will generate enough carbon-free electricity to power 150,000 homes.
Well, we're exactly 1 week out from the start of the Thanksgiving travel rush, and AAA is forecasting almost 80 million people will travel for the holiday. About 71 million will drive, while another 5.8 million will fly. For travelers planning to hit the road, data from Metro Inrix suggests the worst times to travel by car over Thanksgiving are next Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon. The good news, though, gas prices are down around 25 cents from a year ago, with the nationwide average sitting at $3.06. Here in Minnesota, the statewide average is even cheaper, around $2.89. Now, turning to the skies, the TSA says the busiest days to travel are typically the Tuesday and Wednesday before and the Sunday after Thanksgiving.